What up, YouTube? Lord Fader back at you again. Lord Fader's perspective. Today I'd like to talk about the black experience in America and why it seems to be in such steep decline and what I think that we need to do to change that. Actual solutions instead of complaining about everything. So I wrote down what I call the Black Constitution, and I didn't really flesh it out as much as I would like, so it's not a living document or anything, it's just a set of ideas. First thing that I need to let people know is that I am a spiritual person, and I believe that the spiritual world was here first, and that gave birth to the physical world. So that means and implies that there is a God. So I don't care what God you worship. I don't care if you worship Allah. I don't care if you worship Buddha. I don't care if you worship whoever, Vishnu, whatever you do. There is a creative force if there was a master dimension and basically a secondary dimension, which I believe the physical world to be. So if there is a God, guess what? Then there is law. And if you break these laws, or the laws that God has for you, then guess what? There are consequences. And the reason how you can understand that there is laws is because we have laws of nature, we have the laws of physics. So everything is governed by a set of rules that either cannot be broken or are seldom broken. And basically, that's just a principle that can't nobody argue with. We need a document that all American black people will adhere to, so that we can circle our wagons around our community, build our community better, and make sure that we have a fighting chance, because we are our own worst enemy. First, black people do not kill black people. And I know that this is a big one, but we really need to observe that. There is no reason why you can't resolve anything you want to resolve with another black man without killing him. And I know people step out of bounds or whatnot, but this is why you have law, so that you can achieve justice without doing it in a vigilante style. Plus, we need to learn how to disagree with each other and go our own separate ways, because what you eat don't make me poop. So ultimately, your opinion about me doesn't really matter. If you don't put any food on my table and you're not stopping me from putting food on my table, then me liking you or having a beef with you or something like that is irrelevant. We must build families. And in order to build families, that means we need to marry each other. And everybody knows the stats out there. If you watch people like KS, if you watch people like TS, if you watch people like those type of guys, they have the stats and they'll quote them to you, where 1 in 4 black women will ever achieve marriage. 80% of those marriages will end in divorce, or 50%, and 80% of those divorces be filed by the women. This is not going to be a pile on the black woman thing, because I believe that the origin of all the black community's problems stem from the black man. The man is the leader, and if you want to be the leader, then you have to do what you have to do to be that leader. So this won't be blaming the black woman at all. But going back to the first point, black people don't kill black people. That includes unborn children in the womb. You know, think about this. High murder rates amongst our own. That's black people that we erasing. If we're killing babies in the womb, that's black people that's not being born. This is why we stay 12 to 13% of the population, whereas other minority groups come over here and their population just explode. And when they have more people, they can gain more power. Everybody wants to use our struggle to gain whatever objective that they want to have, but we're not using our own struggle in the correct way. All we're doing is playing victim. So we must put education first. We have to put education first. When I say education, I don't mean business degrees and art degrees. I mean, we must go into STEM. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, because we have to know how to build infrastructure. Somebody's got to know how to design cities. Somebody's got to know how to build water treatment plants. Somebody has to understand how to organize a military. We need all of these things, because we must become a nation within a nation, because it is just that dire amongst black people. If we don't value education, then we can't build anything. So all those things that I talked about that you need to build, if you're not educated, you won't be able to do that. Next thing is, we must support black economy. And this one here is a big one. And, you know, before you think, well, yeah, I go to, Jerry's Jack Shack and get me some whatever, that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things like cosmetics. Black people have specific hair. Black people's hair is unique to black people. Why are black people not selling hair products to take care of black people hair exclusively? Why are you allowing any other ethnic group to make your hair care products? And the biggest one is weave. We spend all of this money on weave, 10 billion, whatever. It's in the billions of dollars per year that we spend on weave. You got young ladies out here that have become entrepreneurial minded and they're selling each other weave. Well, that's 50-50 for us. It's good that you got entrepreneurs out there getting business, but the bad thing is you need somebody else's hair to do it. So if you'll notice, I'm not exactly bald headed. I do my own hair. It ain't lovely, but at the same time, I don't spend no money on it. And hey, it comes out of my own scalp. You gotta take care of your own economy first. You have to build an economy and you have to take care of it. So what's wrong with us having an economy and it being successful? That brings me to another bullet point, and probably the last thing I'm going to discuss on this video, is that we must enforce hard work, honor, and decency. The reason why we can't have an economy is because you hire your black neighbor, your cousin or whatever, the first thing they're going to want to do is treat you different than they would if it's another ethnic group that's in charge. Everybody out there that's, a black person knows what I'm talking about. They want to hook up. They want you to let them off early. They want to be able to come in late. They want to be able to do all of that. In order for us, we have to be, back in the day, see, I'm an older guy. Back in the day, I remember it used to be said that we had to be twice as good just to get even, even things that everybody else got. And I believe that to be true. So what I'm saying is we have to value hard work, and we got to work hard. So that when I do employ a black person, I know that black person not going to steal from me. I know that black person is going to value the job that we're doing. I know that black person is going to listen to me like they would listen to anybody else. Honor. That's another thing. A lot of people will tell you about what a man is, and a lot of those people are women, and they love to tell you what a real man is and what a man is. Listen, a man is simply a grown male that takes care of his responsibilities. That's basically what it is. Whatever you do, you're responsible for. Personal accountability. So that don't mean you don't make mistakes. That just means that you got to learn from those mistakes and you got to own it. So if let's for instance say make a child, then hey, guess what? That child is my responsibility. I can choose to ignore that responsibility, but in the end, it is my responsibility. So these are just some of the things that I think we need in order to improve. You could bring the Black Caucus together and you can decide what you want, what is actually going to be the laws and all that other stuff. But we have to have first we have to all agree on what we need to do. And that's another thing. You don't let outside people come in and tell you and influence you about what you need to do. We need to really be empathetic amongst each other, and we need to have each other's best interests at heart, truly, and stop being so selfish. That's another problem that's really killing the Black American experience right now. Is everybody's so selfish. I'm grinding. I'm gonna come up. All that means is that you're gonna get out there and be a dishonest a-hole and try to take advantage of people to get what you want. And you know what? Who taught you that? Huh? Zaddy. That's right. White daddy taught you that. So I'm for a black constitution. I'm for black people improving their situation, because here's what people got to understand, and I'm going to end and close on this. Black people need to understand this. You're in the freest, best, most stable, most fair to you area that you could possibly be in America. You can say it's racist all you want to, but when it comes down to it, there are actual laws in place to protect you from that racism. So if you really were being discriminated against, let me know where that's happening and we'll fight it. But when you drill down to a lot of these things that we say we discriminated against, it all just comes down to we want to do what we want to do, and we don't want to be held accountable for any rules. We can't build, we can't grow like that. So this has been Lord Fader's Perspective. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You need to like and subscribe. Come join me. I know y'all have questions or whatever, but I would welcome the interaction. Interact with me. Let me know what you think. Leave comments. Also, you can go to www.lordfader.biz, and you can go to www.djmec1.com and djmec1tracks.com for the music that we have in store for you.
Don't place your faith in the sun, moon, and stars. God is the only one who knows who you are.
Believe in yourself.
protect your wealth. Start playing chess, cause they killing black people.
Don't place your faith in the sun, moon, and stars. God is the only one who knows who you are.
Believe in yourself, protect your wealth. Start playing chess, cause they killing black people. Yo, who you study? Who you trying to be like? Source is dead, ain't nobody getting no 5 mics. We in the streets trying to overcome this evil. This ain't no joke no more, they killing black people. Cause we not really considered citizens. We don't know the mess emancipation put us in. Terms of the document was that we leaving, but we stayed cause they had our folks believing. I don't know about you, but where my mule at? Where the acres that they promised that would go with that? They sat back just to see if we would roll with that. Black folk, cheap labor made this country fat. Don't give a damn about a Democrat, Republican. Gay folks took the shine off the black man. More interested in what's in your underwear than black lives meaning something cause they don't care.
Don't place your faith